Hi everyone. It's been a pretty hectic day for the Indian markets. After opening gap down, driven by weak global cues, the markets fell a further 2% and recovered towards the end of the trading day to close at 10,607. My video today is going to talk about Nifty prediction for tomorrow. But before that, I'm going to review what I said in the previous video, and we're going to see how my predictions yesterday came true for today. So without any further delay, let's start with the Nifty technical analysis. So guys, here we are at the Nifty technical chart. So we're going to analyze what happened for today's trading session. As you can see, Nifty is closed at 10,607. And the pivot point for tomorrow's trade is the average of the open, the high, low and close, which is 10,642. If you see, the low which was made today was roughly 10,563. And you can see very clearly that this is very close to the June high of 10,553. So what that means is that this is going to be a psychological support for Nifty going forward. So any breach below this level should see it go right up to 10,484, which is the second highest value for Nifty in the month of June. So these two are going to be very, very critical support points for Nifty going forward. The next thing we're going to look at is the resistance. So as you can see here, it's been multiple times since Nifty has tried to breach the level of 10,830. So this is going to be a very critical resistance point if Nifty is able to go above 10,770. As you can see, the line which I talked about yesterday, the resistance line which became support, has now again become a resistance line. So 10,770, 780 is going to be a very critical resistance point for Nifty to breach. Post which, as I mentioned earlier, 10,830 is going to be a very another critical resistance point. After that, 10,900 is going to be another very critical psychological resistance level. And if Nifty is able to breach that, I don't think there'll be too many obstacles on its journey up towards 11,000. So now let's go towards the option chain analysis of Nifty. So as I mentioned in the last video, we have to look at the underlying. That's what we're going to do. Just taking a bit of time to load. Yes, so the underlying is 10,607 as on the closing. So first we're going to look at the analysis of puts. Okay, so if you look at the underlying price, you can see that there is a heavy buildup of open interest by the put sellers. But if you look at the highest open interest, that is at the level of 10,500, what this means is that put sellers are extremely bullish at this level. They do not feel Nifty should go much below the level of 10,500. Effectively, that proves my point about 10,550 being a psychological support point for Nifty. If we go further, 10,600 is another critical support point at which Nifty is right now. There seems to be quite a high degree of optimism that this level will not be breached as well. But let's see what happens tomorrow when the market opens. After this, we're going to do the lower level of 10,400, where there is again a moderate degree of optimism on the sellers, option sellers, that Nifty should ideally not be able to breach or go below the levels of 10,400. So now let's go to the analysis of the calls. If you see the call option sellers, the maximum open interest value is at 10,800, which makes it a very, very critical resistance point. As I mentioned in the technical analysis slide, I said 10,770. So this is close to that. This is going to be something which should be watched very eagerly by market participants tomorrow. If we see the next highest value of open interest, we can see that it's at 11,000. But unfortunately, the change in open interest is very low. So we cannot really take this very seriously. But we will keep our eye on Nifty going towards these levels. Personally, what I think is that if you look at 10,800 and 10,700 are going to be very critical levels for Nifty. Very critical resistance levels for Nifty, because not only is the absolute value of the open interest quite high, but the change in open interest is greater than 1 million. Here it's 2 million and here it's almost 2.5 million. So these two are going to be very, very critical resistance points. So that concludes the technical analysis as well as the option chain analysis. Now let's move on to the predictions that I had made yesterday and see how they came true today. So guys, as we can see, Nifty moved exactly as I predicted yesterday. So let me take you through what I had told. The closing of Nifty yesterday was 10,802, and two of my scenarios where it opens between 10,757 and 820 did not come to pass. The second scenario where it opens above 10,820 also did not come to pass. But the third scenario where it opens below 10,757, and in this case it opened at 10,751, happened, after which it went to the levels of 10,660 and then it went to the levels of 10,600. But it was unable to go much below this and stopped at the level of 10,562 before making a recovery at the end of the day. And the reason for this I already told you, because this is where you have the high of Nifty for the month of June, which is an important psychological support. So guys, let's move on to my predictions for tomorrow. So current market price is 10,607. So the first scenario I envisage is Nifty opening between 10,550 and 10,660. If that happens, I feel Nifty is going to close between 10,500 and 10,700. If it opens above 10,600, I feel it can go to the levels of 10,770, which, as I'd already mentioned earlier, is a very important resistance point. If it goes above this, it can go to 10,830, which, if it's able to cross, it can go up to the levels of 10,900. Although the possibility of this happening is very unlikely, but we need to still keep this in mind. The third scenario I feel is Nifty opening below 10,550. If that happens, I see it very easily going to 10,490, which is the second highest value for Nifty in the month of June. If it breaches this level also, I expect it to go till 10,460. And if it's able to even breach this, then I feel it can go till 10,380. But the possibility of this happening is very unlikely. So guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, please comment. It'll mean a lot to me. Thanks a lot and have a good trading session tomorrow.